All right, here we go, folks. This is it. This is it. The chat's very own Jerry Reiner getting in the ring right now. I love that gear already. And then Jerry's going to call after this and tell us the scoop about this match, any story behind it, and take any questions that you have from the chat. And all right, here we go. Oh no, it's the Road Dogg. Oh Jesus. Road Dogg, a rare Road Dogg appearance on the Potluck. It was from 2001.
I'll tell you what, where'd that belt go? Give him a good look at it, because that's the last time he's going to see it. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, not the Generation X, but the Avalon Sports Arena, proudly brings to you one half of its 7-time WWF Tag.
Oh no. Yeah, that ATL Bloodfeast. I think I wrote that one down. He was out of the WWF, I guess.
Because I came for a fight. If you ain't down with that, well then I got 2 words for you.
He was just released. Wow. Another great question. I'm 2 months away from everything changing. Sip of water, shoot water. Fans love the Road Dogg. Fans love to bark. They can't get enough barking. All right, Jerry Reiner and the Road Dogg locking up. Once again, I love your gear, Jerry. I cannot wait to ask about it. Back elbow from the Road Dogg. Ooh, not even a 1 count. Jerry's got something to prove here. Jerry getting these fans behind him. Tough to do, and his opponent is the recently released from WWF Road Dogg. From the Armstrong family, referee, baggy shirt. Almost 23 years ago. Where are my dogs at? This is when Jerry Reiner wore a younger man's fringed sleeveless top. Off the ropes. Oh, pair of drop kicks, but looks like they both got the worst of that. Road Dogg clutching his nuts. Episode title, the one where Jerry doesn't suck it. Jerry trying to slow it down. Oh, once again, same idea, parallel thought. Road Dogg and this upstart Jerry Reiner, the Lightning Kid with 2 D's. We'll ask about that. Yeah, what's happening in this day in history, July 14th, 2001? What's in the news? What's on CNN? Reversal from Jerry Reiner. Walks right into Road Dogg's, whatever this is, flip-flop and funny business. My favorite Road Dogg move right here, the knee drop, misses, thank God. Lightning Kid Jerry Reiner drop kicks the ankle. Pump handle. Road Dogg getting it in. Jerry reverses. Oh. And Road Dogg beats a very game Lightning Kid Jerry Reiner. Is he coming out to Destiny's Child? Pardon me? Can you hear me?
Hey, what's happening?
Yes, Jerry Reiner is here. Thank you so much.
Jerry Reiner into his outs.
You sent that match in. I appreciate it. And first of all, welcome to the Pro Wrestling Potluck.
Thank you. I'm trying to wrap my head around. I'm watching the show. I'm on the show. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, that's me every week.
You do a great job, man.
Thank you. And how did you find the show again?
You used the Sultan Sabu match off of my channel, and
Yes.
the YouTube copyright ratted you out.
Yes.
So I watched it, and I was hooked from the get-go.
Yes, that everybody finds the show a different way. That's my favorite way that someone got into the show. Everyone
And
else just files
feel free
a
to use
suit.
as much of my content as you wish. It's all yours.
Thank you. Now, first of all, fun match. You got screwed. Pensacola screw job is what we're calling it. First question. I had this question. It was also put in the chat. How high was Road Dogg?
That was right after his release, and he admits now at the time he was blasted most of the time. But I will say he was never a danger in the ring, always a complete professional.
Okay, great. Squirrel Squad says, how long was your wrestling career? When did you start? How did you get started? Let's just get right into it.
All right, 1992 to 2012. I quit in 2012 just because of nagging injuries. I started, met a guy through my sister who knew a guy who was training local wrestlers named Chris Cody, and him and a guy named Steve Savage broke me in. Then I ran into Robert Gibson along the way. He trained me, and Don Fargo also trained me a little bit.
How did this Road Dogg match come to be?
Let's see. I was working for Steve Armstrong's Southeastern Pro Wrestling. It was in Milton, Florida at the time, and he used me every month. And then whenever Road Dogg got released, he came in and joined the promotion, and they just set it up. I was the Blab television. Blab is a station, a local station here where the TV show aired. And I was the Blab TV champion, so.
Blab!
That was it.
That's great. And so, did you lose the belt there?
I did indeed, yes. We had a match that's also on my YouTube channel the month prior where a heel group called the Cartel got involved, and I got the pin on the Road Dogg, unbeknownst that there was any chicanery. So this was the rematch, yeah. So I defended it once, and then he beat me the next time.
Okay, so then he was the Blab champion.
That's right.
La Parka Fan Club asked if you ever did any extra work for WWF, WCW, anything like that. Did you ever do any of that stuff?
I did not. I worked pretty much in a local 500-mile radius, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, but never for the big companies.
Now, we all loved your gear. I loved your gear. Can you give us some story behind it? I love, like, you know, people can wear like basic gear and all that, but I love when people wear fun stuff. And you had the fringe everywhere, purple and green it looked like. Is there any story behind that?
Yeah, the whole point of that was just to stand out from everybody else. I was influenced by the Rockers gear, the Ultimate Warriors gear, Randy Savage's gear, all the luchadors at the time. And
Yeah,
it's funny. It was a local lady that made gear for some of the boys was actually a lady that made outfits for exotic dancers locally.
perfect. Perfect
But
crossover.
my original gear was made by Exotic Adrian Street, but
Oh,
his stuff
wow.
was like twice as expensive, and hers was really good, and it was custom. Like I sat down and drew that, and then she was able to just make it. I had 3 or 4 like it.
Wow. That's awesome. Different color schemes.
Oh yeah, there's a
Oh,
playlist on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. 231 Jerry Reiner matches to choose from. You can
wow.
watch me. You can watch me grow 20 years in the ring.
I'll have to have a wheel of Jerry.
There you go.
ATL Bloodfeast says, like, what other big names have you worked? Do you have any, like, good stories? Are there any Road Dogg stories coming out of that match?
Nothing right off the top of my head that I would, knowledge that I would part with because I'm friends with Brian, and he probably wouldn't be happy with me telling the stories. But
I
I
hear
worked
you.
with very early in my career, and some of these matches are on YouTube as well. But I worked with Ron Starr when I had no idea who he was. I had only watched WCW and WWF, so I had never seen him. He was a territory guy. He
Mm-hmm.
was like in his 50s at the time. I had
Oh,
no
wow.
right being with him. Then Bullet Bob Armstrong, that's on YouTube. Greatest Man I Ever Knew, in or out of the ring. Ekmo Fatu, Rosie, Tommy Rogers, Tracy Smothers, Scott Armstrong, Robert Gibson. I was actually, interestingly enough, if you know who Luke Hawx is, Altar Boy Luke.
Yeah,
I
Luke
was
Hawx is
I
a
was his,
Louisiana guy.
yeah, I was his first match ever.
Really?
Yeah, and like I said, I trained with Don Fargo, and I used to work with Ken Lucas, and I worked for Percy Pringle, Paul Bearer. Yeah, so I got around a little bit.
Yeah, sounds like it. Did you have like a favorite opponent, either somebody that you like to work with a lot, or maybe just like someone that you only worked once that stood out? Is there any favorites?
It's funny that you asked that, and I hate to keep harping on the YouTube channel, but I've got a little 4-part series on there called Inside the Match, where I kind of just talk over some of my matches and talk about my favorite opponents. The first episode, I believe, is Danny Rowland, Black Sheep Danny Rowland. He was trained by Robert Gibson, a really good local guy. And then Scott Armstrong is the second episode. The
Oh,
third one is
nice.
a guy, third guy is the shooter Mike Jacobs. He was a good worker. He was actually trained by Danny Rowland, the guy that's in the first episode. And the fourth one is Jesse and Buddy the Daltons. They're a couple of local heels that were good at the time.
Nice.
But yeah, go to there and watch those, and you'll learn all about it.
Oh, that's great. And I have your YouTube there under your name if anybody wants to follow you. La
Awesome.
Parka Fan Club asks, are you boys with Action Mike Jackson? Do you have any interaction with him?
I met him once. He was on a big card in Milton, run by the Pensacola Wrestling Alliance at the time. That match is also on my YouTube channel. But he's amazing. He's so smooth in the ring, and it's like he never slows down. He's like the Energizer Bunny. I don't know how old he is, but he's up there, and he can still go like he's a young buck.
Nice. Now, all the positivity out the window. What's the worst match you've been in? Maybe the worst opponent you've had? Somebody who is hard to work with? We want some dirt. We need some dirt here on the potluck.
Oh gosh, put me on the spot. I can't think of any right off the bat. If you look at that playlist, if you go early in the playlist, I was the guy that sucked in the matches. So for like maybe the first third, it's not my proudest work, but you can see some really crappy matches in there. But usually it's my fault. Toward the end of my career, I was in the ring with a lot of really young guys that were green. That's kind of how it works. You try to bring them along and put the ones that you have faith in over and whatnot. And some of them were pretty sloppy and terrible, but I won't name names because I don't want to bury anybody.
Oh, see, that's the way to do it. I bury everybody here. That's why I don't get anywhere in my career. Now, who that you've worked with, either in the ring with or against, or maybe not even in the ring, who has taught you the most? Who is like really up to your game that you worked with?
Without a doubt, Robert Gibson of the Rock and Roll Express taught me. He taught me like the technical in ring, like how many steps it is before you take the backdrop, things like that, ring positioning. That's like a really important aspect. I think he probably taught me the most inside the ring for sure.
Oh, that's great. A couple more questions, and then I'll let you get back to it. Dr. Liam asked, what promotion or promotions did you follow as a young fan before you became a wrestler yourself?
I was WCW and WWF. I would videotape every Superstars or Challenge or 605 on TBS. I would videotape all of them and just watch them on a rotation.
Is there any like current wrestlers that you enjoy their work? Anyone from WWE, AEW, etc., all over the world? Anybody you might have been introduced to in the potluck that maybe you're a fan of? Any current folks that you like?
You hit the nail on the head. You introduced me to Julia last week.
Ooh.
And I have been singing her praises to everyone who will listen. I showed my wife a music video on her and sent a message to my buddy about her. Yeah, she's amazing.
What was the music video? Was it the My Way video?
No, it wasn't that one.
It's tremendous. Everyone should look that up. It's on YouTube. They're doing their version of the Rock Stone Cold My Way, but it's Julia and Tam Nakano, and it's incredible. It's a good highlight of both of them. But yeah,
I saw
Julia.
that one too. The one I was watching was the one where it starts with her getting her head shaved.
Oh yeah, that's great. I'm glad the show is able to introduce you to new wrestlers. That's like the point of this for me. Is that like when I started this, I was a complete Joshi dummy, and I have learned so much, and I still feel like I don't know anything. So that's great to hear someone else say that they learned about a wrestler through the show. Are any like injuries that plagued you throughout your career? Anything that kind of was a problem?
For sure. You have nagging injuries all along the way, but in 2001, actually, not long after that match, I tore my ACL, had to have it reconstructed. That's actually when I did what you do. I did some ring announcing and some commentating for a year.
Oh, while you were out?
Yeah.
Well, that's good that you kept working, and it's good that you would get on the mic. That's like probably just helped you once you got back.
Oh, I was obsessed with pro wrestling once I jumped in. Nothing could keep me away.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
But also, I've had some bad neck close calls. There's a few YouTube videos of me. There's one with me running into the turn because we actually broke the ring in a tag match. My partner slammed a guy and broke the ring and dropped the leg on him and broke it. It was like a wood ring. So
my God.
As the match went on, we were syncing. This match is also on my YouTube. But we're syncing as the match goes on, and at one point a guy shoots me into the buckle, and I trip over some loose folds on the canvas because it's loose. So I kind of go forward, and my chin cracks the turnbuckle, and my neck bends backwards.
Oh.
Yeah, that's on YouTube too.
Yeah, we might have to watch that. No offense, but we might have to watch that. That sounds insane.
Yeah, and I have nerve impingement in both hips and need both hips replaced. But
oof,
you take the good with the bad.
Absolutely. Well, Jerry, thank you so much for sharing the match, and we're getting the word out on your YouTube. And let's do this again sometime.
Awesome. Hey, I got a question for you real quick.
Yes.
You might have been asked before. Is Scotland Green a shoot name or is that a work?
It is a shoot name. I was given a name that I had to do something with. You know, how could I not be on Twitch with this name?
That's the coolest government name I've ever heard.
Thank you. My grandma is from Scotland, so my parents gave me the name as kind of a tribute to my grandmother.
And the green mist thing, is that just because you're a giant Muda mark, or is that because your last name is Green, or both?
It's, I am a Muda mark, but I don't even think I'm not like a giant Muda mark. I think it's more that I just like the way it went together, Mr. Green Mist. And, if I could do it again, I probably would just use my regular name, and so I wouldn't have to promote something like that. You know what I mean? Because it does get confusing.
I'm a big Muda mark from way back, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, Muda rules. Muda rules, and, it's actually been a little while since we've watched Muda on the show, so we need to remedy that.
Hell yeah.
All right, Jerry, I'll let you get back to it, and we will finish the show. We probably got 2 more matches, maybe. I might cut something, but this was great. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah, man. I'll be here. This is my Thursday night thing now.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Good night, Jerry Reiner.
See ya.